how have you improved as a broadcaster? Where you are today versus where you started?
That's a great question. So I have improved greatly in my preparation. So when I came out of the garage, I didn't really have to prepare because the sport was second nature. I had to learn how to do TV. And now that I've done television, I have every year you kind of change your preparation. And now I feel like I always put the time in, but it's hard because you're preparing for a test and you don't know on what subject, right? Like you don't know what kind of the race it's going to be and things like that. So that has changed a little bit. And the other thing I think I've gotten, NBC's allowed me to kind of do each role. I've been a pit reporter, I've been the play-by-play guy, I've been on the pre-race shows. And I think that's what helps me and has made me improve the most is doing other roles within the broadcast other than the analyst allows me to understand what everybody else's job really is. Um, like I didn't understand what it was like to read a promo or be the play-by-play guy and lead the broadcast and like, hey man,
Sure.
I need you to stop talking because I got to get over here. Like you just didn't know that. I didn't grow up at my local NBC affiliate. That's where I've improved the most. Is I think I now see all of the pieces that go into a broadcast, and I do a much better job of understanding that what I think most important might not be most important. That's the producer's job, and I am way more comfortable being produced, as crazy as that sounds, right? I'm ready. I'm like the guy in the bullpen. I'm ready to go, and when the producer taps me, I go, and I don't take it personal when it's not my time.
Which is, I guess, a little surprising because I would think the crew chief role fits a little bit more along the lines of what the producer is doing. So,
Very
interesting.
much.
Interesting that you were okay to kind of hand that off, and not.
Yeah, and that's where I've grown. I mean, back to your pointed question, and it's a good question. That's where I've grown. Is year one, I was the guy kind of in charge of it all in the race
Yeah.
team. So I didn't know what I didn't know, right? And now I just understand. I've been able to work with just some great people, some great directors, some great producers. Really, really lean on so Sam Flood, TV executive, but he's done it his whole life. And I love Sam and I have a wonderful relationship, and I love his directness. Like him and I have that. We don't need 9 minutes on the phone to get to the reason we have a phone call. He'll just pick it right up, and I'm like, all right, Sammy, what do you got? Good, bad, what I did, and he just gives me great pointed feedback. And this is a guy who's in charge of a lot of properties, and I don't know how he watches it all because he will literally break down something you said, lap 70 of a race. Hey, when you mentioned this guy, you could have done this or this or this or this or that. I mean, he gives amazing feedback. So that has really steered me.